When I walked in that door for the first time, you know what I smelled? I smelled butt. Butt. It was so bad. I mean, the funk hit you like boom. I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh shit. And every day I come in, that butt hits you, bam.
So, as someone who literally works in plastic surgery post-op care, I be around a lot of BBLs. If your BBL is stinking a year into the process, you might have some, like, I don't think that's your butt. I think it's a wound. It could be your cooch. I don't think it's the BBL itself. It might be a wound or one of the holes. To which I would say go to your nearest hospital immediately because it's probably rotting for whatever reason. After a BBL, though, I will say the smells are not that pleasant for a multitude of reasons that I'll list out for you. First of all, when you get liposuction, they stick that needle in there. That looked like I was doing something else just now. And when they're sucking that fat out of you, your skin is disconnected from the muscle. And the reason it's important that you get your massages, lymphatic massages, 6 months, you really should get them for at least 6 months after your surgery, is because your skin needs to heal and heal back onto the muscle. And you want it to heal flat and not have that like bumpy look that, you know, on someone's stomach. We all know the look I'm talking about. But while it's healing, fluid swells up because you swell. So with the lymphatic drainage for the first couple of days, your holes will still be open. There'll be some doctors choose to drain with tubes. Because if that tube gets yanked or that shit can hurt, just let it drain out. But it's not gonna smell good because it's literally pus and blood and from your body. It's disgusting. Another reason it stinks is because you're in a faja. You're compressed because we don't want you to swell, right? Because it's healing. And what your body's going to do if it's not compressed, it will expand. You're supposed to stay in that faja for days, right? So what happens is you got all that pus and bullshit coming out that already doesn't smell great. You're in the same faja 4 days a lot of times. You're sweating and you have your natural must. And you have a lot of smells mixing together. As someone who has done lymphatic massages, I can tell y'all, it doesn't smell great. The girls don't smell great fresh off the table. It's really nothing you can do. Oh, and I forgot this part. You still have to shit, right? You still have to shit. You still have to shit. And your butt is kind of hard, still swollen from all that freshly injected fat. And it's been sitting in a faja. And you now have, you're a part of the club now. You have 17 miles of ass crack. And you cannot necessarily clean yourself as good as you be used to. Because you're not like taking full-on showers.
Yeah, so that is how bad those BBLs. So I've covered a few videos in the past on this whole BBL thing. Editor, you can probably pull up all the different BBL videos that's titled with stuff. And baby, it's bad enough most women don't know that they smell. As she said, the cooch, they don't know that. But with this whole BBL situation, that's on a different type of time, baby. And at the end of the day, these things are open wounds. But to be, as she said, a year later, I didn't even think that was possible. I thought it was all cap. But a year later to still be funky, that is, as she's saying, you got some stuff rotting there. And for those of you who still clapping because it's pretty and you dealing with that smell, a lot of you guys are doing women a disservice and you're doing the next guy that's going to clap a disservice. I always say that. But as she said, just imagine all this stuff coming out. If you guys, for fellas, if you ever had an open wound or a cut or something like that and it's trying to heal, you know how stink it gets with the white blood cells, bacteria, all these different things that are but just imagine, as she said, with a woman, that faja, I can only imagine what it is when you see the women with these things on when they leave, when they get the BBL, the whole wrapping going to keep stuff in place. But yeah, there's a lot of funk going on there. And just imagine just throwing her cycle. She happens to have her cycle and dropping deuce after deuce and not cleaning, you need to get a bidet. Ladies, I think you should have a bidet just in general, or at least get a hand bidet, or you can just get the attachment from Amazon. It's very inexpensive to get that bidet. For dudes like me, I got introduced to it like over 10 years ago, and I would never go back to just using only toilet paper. I have to use water every time I use the restroom like that. It is a liberating, clean experience. And a lot of you women, I just don't get it, you know, how you just don't know about, I wasn't taught that way, I wasn't taught, nobody ever. And a lot of dudes just like funky women, I guess, man. But this is why your BBL stinks. Shout out to her, man. She's giving you guys a perspective just outside of someone speculating. But I got another video here, and we're gonna hear what this lady's talking about. Let's go.
I had to come outside and talk about this because after what I just experienced, I'm traumatized. BBL smell is 100% real. I don't care what your mama say. I don't care what your friends say. I don't even care what your doctor say. BBL smell is real, and let me tell you why. And if you're wondering what it smells like, it smells like broccoli. The broccoli that's been sitting in your pot with the top on for 2 days. We all know how that smells. Sour, funky, molded. Now, it's going to be some people that say, my BBL don't smell like that. I don't know where she get her information from. Take your hand and rub it back there and see if you smell the same thing that I'm smelling. Now, some BBLs have a soft, funky smell, like a musky smell. And then some BBLs have a loud smell, a smell like rotten flesh. But trust me, it's all the same smell. Now, if you're wondering how to get that funky smell up out of your skin, because, yeah, it's sucked in them pores and it's deep within that skin. Take you a cup of vinegar, 3 tablespoons of Epsom salt, run you a bath of hot, steamy water, and sit in a tub for about 30 to 45 minutes. You're going to need one of them thick rags that you get from Amazon, the hotel style rags. I've told 2 friends.
So that got cut short. Now, I did a video about a week, I think it was last week, where the woman was talking about how they were calling her stink or something like that, something along those lines. And I was like, you ladies need to be taking baths. And boy, did the ladies come in the comments. Jura, you don't need to be taking a bath. That's throwing off your pH balance. You can't do that. You'll get infection. You don't think, like, wow, you guys don't, the old school, she giving you the old school method with the vinegar, right? And some Epsom salt. Y'all need to soak that thing from time to time. Doesn't mean you can't get in the shower afterwards, but it's life changing. Women don't take baths all of a sudden when all you see is women taking these, I'm not saying the bubble baths, but you ladies really need to soak. That's why a lot of these moms are important, these old school moms, and what she's talking about. But you ladies don't do that. Y'all be putting that bubble bath, Bath and Body Works when you just need to get back to the original shit with Epsom salt and some vinegar. Let that thing soak, because you guys just stinking up everything. The funk is unbearable for a lot of people. And like I say, dudes, I don't know how y'all be tolerating women being funky, man. It's crazy. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million. Quit playing with me. Peace.